What's up, everyone? So, listen, I wanted to tell you guys this quick little story. Recently, I had a person who had never used a drug, never been through addiction themselves, never experienced anything like that, ask me a very interesting question. And this person had one of their children who was going through addiction and was recently put in prison due to their addiction and their behaviors. And this person reached out wanting to know, hey, you don't know who I am, but I'm trying to educate myself, which I thought was really, really cool. Not being a person who had ever come from this lifestyle or come from the world we come from, they wanted to educate themselves because they had a child going through it. And they said to me, look, my child is in prison now serving an 8-year sentence due to their addiction. And it seems like no matter what happens, no matter what my child goes through, they're not able to stop using. They're not able to stop. And they wanted to know from me, could you please tell me, what is it like to have an addiction? What is it? How strong is it? Like, what does it do to a person? They wanted me to explain it to them, that to portray to them sort of how it feels, what their child's going through. Why can't my child stop using no matter what all these bad things happen? And they want to know, is it like a giant gorilla that's always hanging on your back and doesn't leave you alone? Is it like a voice you're constantly hearing in the back of your mind that's constantly tempting you back and drawing you back? And I said to them, you know what? Yeah, it's all of them things. The gorilla on the back, the constant voice in your head, and a million things more than that. I said I could never properly, correctly, 100% fully portray to you exactly just how compelling and how horrific and how strong the disease of addiction is. In my language anyway, in my vocabulary with the English language, I could never truly make you understand. And I don't think it's something you could ever really understand unless you've gone through it yourself. It's just one of them things like anything else. Unless you've really experienced it, you can never fully get it. But I said, this is what I'll tell you. This is the best way that I can try to make you understand. Try to make you understand just maybe even a little bit remotely how hard it is and how strong this disease is. I said, do me a favor. I want you to think of a person right now, and everybody who's watching this video right now, you can do this too. Maybe you're curious of how strong the hold of addiction is, why people just can't stop. Everyone likes to say, why couldn't you just stop? It's a choice. You're choosing to use. Why couldn't you just put the drugs down? Why couldn't you just stop? This is why. Let me try to explain it the best way that I know how. The hold of addiction, I want you to think of the person in this world, on this planet, that you love and care about the most. I want you to get that name in your head. Maybe it's your own child. Maybe it's a mother, your mother or your father. Maybe it's a grandparent. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's a sibling or a significant other. Whoever that person is, I want you to think of the person that you love and cherish that means the most to you in the world right now. And I want you to think of that name and say that name to yourself right now. Think of that person. Think of the relationship and the feelings you have for that person. Now I want you to imagine this situation. You're at work one day. Let's just say you work a secretary job where you sit at a computer all day, typing stuff, answering phones. You're at work one day, right? And the phone rings. You answer the phone and it's a police officer from your local town or city saying, listen, I want you to stay calm. I know you're at work right now, but we have a really bad situation. An emergency just happened. And then they say the person's name that you're thinking about, that person you love so much. Whoever's name has been in a really bad car accident. The car flipped over 4 times, and right now their car and them are pinned in between 2 18-wheeler trucks right now. We're doing everything that we can to help save this person, but we're not able to get to them, and we want you to stay calm. We got everything under control. The panic that would go through your mind, think about it. Knowing you're sitting at work, how bad would you panic getting a call like that, knowing that that person you love right now, as you're sitting there at your desk at work, is trapped between 2 18-wheelers in a crushed vehicle, possibly dying at that moment? You'd freak the fuck out, right? And then let's say your boss comes in. You're ready to get up and run. You ask the police, where are you? Where are you? I'm on my way right now. You want to go do everything you can to help them. You'll do anything. You'll give anything. You'll give your own life to save that person, right? Your boss comes in and says, you ain't going nowhere. You need to stay here. I need you to finish that work. If you leave right now, you're fired. And you know you need this job. You know you need this money. So you're so conflicted between keeping your job, but the more overpowering thing is that thought in the back of your mind. Would you honestly be able to ask yourself, be able to sit there in front of a computer, continue to answer phone calls and schedule appointments and this and that, knowing that that person you love at that moment is dying and trapped in between 2 giant 18-wheeler trucks? it'd be a constant, the strongest thought in the back of your mind. It would override everything. It would override every single thing, everything in your life, everything you have going on. That's all you'd be thinking about. And 9 times out of 10, I think most of people would get up and say, fuck you, fuck this job. My loved one is in trouble right now. I'm out of here. Fuck you. Just imagine that's a little bit of how strong the mental hold, the mental prison, the mental thought pattern, that voice in the back of your head that calls people back to the drug. That's a little bit of how I can explain of how strong it is. That's the best way that I can do it. It's the best way that I can even remotely try to make people understand. So that's what I said to this person, and they said, wow, thank you for that. Like, now I understand a little bit more why I've tried to do everything I could to help my child. We've done everything, spent tons of money, sent them to the best places, and no matter what we seem to do, they can't get clean. And that's why. That's the mental hold it has on people. It's the best way I can explain.